Hello, North Country soccer fans, and welcome to the George Brendler Field. It is November 1st, 2013, and it is championship soccer here at the George Brendler Field. It's a beautiful night here for a soccer game. It's roughly in the mid-50s. There is no wind, and this championship game is between the Hornets of Plattsburgh High School and the Eagles of Beekmantown. I'm Joey Trombley. Along here with Sean Rogers on the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine. And Sean, I will say this about Plattsburgh. I've been impressed as the season has gone on because both these teams were here for the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament for Labor Day weekend, and Plattsburgh had it handed to them that weekend, and they've really matured as a team as the year has progressed.
Yeah, they lost to Shazy in the semis there, and they actually lost to Canton, which Canton had never won a game in that tournament before. And you're right, Joey. They've really pulled it together. They're a young team, but they figured a few things out. One of their biggest issues tonight is going to be that Stetz, their goalie, has been injured, and the young gentleman that's in the goal there for him tonight, this is just his second game ever as a goalie.
And that's McNanny?
Yes, McNanny. Okay. And I watched him last weekend here in the semis against Saranac Lake, and you wouldn't have believed it was his first time ever playing goal. I mean, he did bobble a couple, but he did an outstanding job, and hence they're here tonight.
Well, I mean, we know when you watch this and you watch what Saranac Lake did during the season, they were a pretty dominant team in B. I would say probably the favorite coming into this playoff, obviously with Beekmantown coming close behind. And for PHS to win that game was huge for these Hornets. And Coach LaRose has done a good job getting these players ready up to get to this point.
Yep, Saranac Lake came in. They're a big team. They're fast. They're very athletic boys. Their soccer skills are probably improving dramatically from where I've seen them in the past, and they're putting together a great program, like you said. Plattsburgh got down early in that game last weekend, and they were able to dig and come back and tie that game, and then come back and win it and be here tonight. And I agree, Coach LaRose has done a wonderful job of building the program back up and getting these boys to believe in themselves and to come play. And here they are in the sectional final.
Now, who are the big guns for Plattsburgh? Are they pretty much scoring by committee?
There are a few actually. Yeah, it's spread out pretty well. You have Jack Talaski up front, one of their stars. Garrett Frady, another young man up front, doing very well. Jacob Bushy on the outside here has come on, and Brady Channel in the middle there, number 12, has been an outstanding player for them as well. They're very solid in the defense now too. They've done a really nice job bringing that along too. So I would say your committee theory is probably a good one. They are spread out pretty well, and they have a lot of weapons, and they've used them all.
Well, there was an opportunity for Beekmantown, and of course Beekmantown they run with Alex Proper. He's one of their top guns out there. Proper? Yep. And you got Proper, you got Alex Price out there who does a bang-up job for those guys. Of course, you got Kyle Constanti and you got Ryan Waterbury are some of the more common names back there or out there for the Beekmantown Eagles. And Plumador just clears it outside, so we have a throw in here for Plattsburgh, and the ball is in play. And you talked about earlier, it's been a massive crowd here tonight at the George Brendler Field. Obviously here for the earlier game, and then of course here for the boys' game.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest I've ever seen. And that girls B final tonight was definitely one of the best games I've ever seen. Goes to PKs into the 6th round, and Saranac prevails over Beekmantown. That's one of those games where you really hate to see anybody lose, but somebody has to advance in the state tournament here, and Saranac prevailed and moved along, and Saranac was the number 1 seed, and they had won twice this year. They are undefeated this year.
Undefeated, yeah.
So they were able to hold on and move on, so congratulations to them, and hopefully they'll move on in the regional action too.
All right, now number 18 for Plattsburgh is Yanis.
Yayawi.
Yes. Okay, thank you. The scorekeeper down below just helped us out. Thank you very much, young lady.
Miss Ferris helped me out last week.
Miss Ferris. Thank God we have Miss Ferris here.
Yanis has scored a lot of goals for Plattsburgh too. He's one I failed to mention earlier. You'll see that young man's name popping up quite a bit tonight. He comes out on this left wing and plays a big part of their offense.
Well, and one thing that Plattsburgh's going to have to figure out is they got an all-star goalie in Matt LeClaire. As far as I'm concerned, he's very athletic, and every time I've seen him play here at the George Brendler Field, he's always brought his A game.
Yes, he has. Yanis just missed that ball. We gave him a little props, and don't drop so far. What I have been impressed with Beekmantown about is you will see their coach use almost the entire bench. He will have 3-4 subs, and they go very deep, and they have fresh legs on the field a lot. I think that's benefited them tremendously this year because he does have enough players to help him do that. As Plattsburgh threatens there with a cross in the box, and Beekmantown's able to clear, but you will see him sub frequently and usually with at least 3, if not 4.
Here come the Hornets, shot on the outside. And, you look at this field, and Coach Brian Norcross, the AD, has done a spectacular job with this field here. And, of course, overnight and this morning it was raining, pretty steady.
Yep.
But when you walk down, it looks really bad down at this end on our left end at the goal box area. But it's really not that bad down there.
Yeah, it's he's brought some extra fill in there, some sand or something to get the water out. That west end is a little more difficult than the other one. You can see the kids will slip a little more, but as far as things go, I think George Brendler Field has been in the best shape it's been in for years. This year, Brian's done an outstanding job of keeping this field very nice all year long.
Well, this is almost like an early September game here tonight with the temperatures the way they are.
We're in the 50s.
Yeah, here comes Beekmantown, and it's knocked out. And Plattsburgh has done a good job taking control of the game early, but now it's Beekmantown with Munson sending it back out to Fredericks. Actually, it was number 10, Price. So we have a goal kick here coming up here for McNanny with 32:56 to go. And if this game is anything like the girls' game, we're in for a treat here for this championship game.
Yeah, we're at one shot apiece, one corner kick apiece right now, and like you said, we're coming to the 32-minute mark here, and it's been pretty even. I do think early on here, Plattsburgh might have had a little bit better of the play so far.
I would see it the same way, yeah.
But you can see that the referees, we are in sectional finals. You can see that it's a different type of play than they usually allow. Things are
let them play
a little stronger, yep. A little more shoulder to shoulder allowed here, and as Constanti pops one over and tries to get past number 7, that's John Fine-Lease. He has done a good job in anchoring that defense this year. Liam Chasky's back there as well. The two of them have combined very nicely to keep things out. That was definitely a foul by Constanti there, and Plattsburgh's given a free kick. Plattsburgh is last year they struggled a little bit. They're a very young team, and they're still kind of young this year. They have a few seniors. There's number 11, Joey. What's his name for Plattsburgh? I'm drawing a blank.
Myhall?
Yes, Dan Myhall. I've watched that young man play since he was probably about 3 foot tall, and here he is, a senior captain, and he is just he's got a good sense of the game. He understands the game. He positions himself well, and he's become a really good leader for this team. And I think he's helped Coach LaRose bring this program up as well.
You could call him Dr. LaRose. Yeah, sure, he surgically has got this team to peak the way they are.
I got to get work out of my head here. So,
you think you work at the hospital, Sean?
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the kick from McNanny, and McNanny will come off the line. And one thing about McNanny, he's a tall man, so you think that they're going to have to go low on him, left or right.
Yeah, he wasn't getting down last week, and I'm sure that, like I said, Coach LaRose had a week to work with him to help him out there. And I saw him go up for a ball last weekend, and he went up high and he took it out of the crowd, and I heard Coach LaRose yell, "That's right, just like basketball for a rebound. Bignani, I guess, is a very good basketball player for Plattsburgh, and so they're using the strengths that he has.
Well, you said this that Ryan Lucy would be subbing pretty freely here, and he's put in Jake Wyan, Zach Bingo, and I think the other one was Ian Pummel. Has just checked into the game, and 8, 12, and 14 are off, so it's Proper, Waterbury, and Bacon.
And that's what I'm saying. Now he just took off 3 of his, I'd say, pretty big names.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to go to his bench. He's got good skill on his bench, and the boys that come off the bench, you will see them, especially Ian. You will see these boys hustle and hustle and hustle. I love watching Ian play. He's one of those stockier, broad-shouldered boys, and he just runs his tail off. And it's just, I love to watch kids play soccer like that. They're the workhorses.
Well, he's a blue-collar worker.
Yep. So that's he's
nice play.
Trying to find Frady and wasn't able to do it there. It was a good ball though.
But Frady's had quite a year here for PHS.
I think he's probably their highest goal scorer.
Yeah, I've been reading his name a lot in the paper.
It's Frady the Bushy.
And so the Hornets are coming down here, and there's a nice feed. Beautiful feed.
It's my hall right there. Yowie not able to get it.
There's a shot.
That was Brady Channel with a great shot.
How do you know all these players by heart? I'm impressed, actually. I got a roster looking at this, and you're just naming their names
out. It goes back to my Pee Wee days. I've been watching these boys for a long time.
Sean, I'm impressed. Sean doesn't need a roster. He just calls it as he sees it. Calvin, I'm losing my spot up here. We don't need a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to start a campaign. No more fish. No more fish. Yeah, he did. And he was going to guarantee to be here.
He ducked out on me last weekend. He was supposed to be
guaranteed. Well, the fish picks and chooses his games.
Yep.
And he'll be there tomorrow night. He'll be there tomorrow night.
Ooh, Tulaski just took one in the face pretty bad there.
Yeah, that stings.
He's a hockey player. He's all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He's a hockey player. I think he's just seeing if he's got a bloody nose right now.
Yeah. So the ball comes in. It's the Eagles controlling the ball.
My Hall to Tulaski.
But if
Tulaski's Frady and My Hall. Go ahead.
When you look at these two teams from the Frankie Garrell Memorial Tournament on Labor Day to now, PHS couldn't be on the same field as these guys when it started.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And there's no way. But now they pretty much have been playing with them evenly up to this point.
Yep, very evenly. We're still at we're at 2 shots by the Plattsburgh to 1. And a corner kick apiece, and we're down to 27 minutes remaining in this first half. And it's Plattsburgh, as you said, has been playing with them. Now they're starting to. Beekmantown, I think, is starting to wear them down a little bit. Plattsburgh's starting to play a little more boot ball type soccer, and just working on clearing the ball out of their end. Again, Yowie blasts one out, and they're not having anybody up to collect those balls, so they're just kicking them back to Beekmantown.
Yeah, Beekmantown's kind of settling here, controlling the mid-play, or the midfield.
Challen played a nice ball to Price there. Price finds Constandy. Kyle works past, I think that's Chasky he's working on there. Yeah, Chasky works in. I think that's going to be a corner.
Now don't be afraid to look at the roster here, Sean. You can look at the roster. They won't know. So here we go again. We got, 12 and 14, so they got Proper, Waterbury, and Bacon going back in.
Let's see if John can name the referees is going to do this.
See, that's where I struggle a little bit.
And we have Pulaski coming off.
No, Price.
No, for PHS.
Oh, okay.
From that ball he took in the mouth. Corey Thompson's going over to take a look at him.
Yep. Okay. So this is going to be a corner for Plattsburgh, and it's going to be short. Waterbury's going to take this one.
And it's not like he doesn't come from a stock of soccer players.
Yeah. His parents are both the Plattsburgh State coaches,
right.
Men's and women's respectively. There, Plattsburgh Frady's controlling, working the ball up the right side, finds channel back to Frady. Frady tried to go back to channel, was unable to, and Plattsburgh controls. having trouble seeing numbers on those red numbers. Don't show up too well for me.
No, me neither. Especially there's like it seems like shadows on the far side.
Yep.
So it's a little harder to pick. When you don't know the players, it makes it a little bit difficult to. We call them the Shays E team. We know them, so it's a lot easier. But there's a shot and it goes wide. So a goal kick.
Waterbury let loose for that one.
The Hornets. They'll probably call that a shot on net, even though it went wide. So the shots on net are 2-2.
Yep.
And we're at 24-56. We have no score.
It's been a midfield game so far. Both ends have actually been playing a little bit over the midfield, but there's not been a lot of action in the boxes. It's been played right here at the midline. As Freddie controls there, he's waiting for help and he finds Channel. Channel to Bushy. Bushy controls. Bushy moves it up the right side. He's being chased. He's pushed off, and that's going to be a foul.
It'll have to be a foul, yeah.
Plattsburgh's going to have an opportunity here.
What a great opportunity.
It's a short corner kick here for them. And they've already played a nice ball over the top there. They just didn't have enough.
It looks like Bushy's going to take the kick here for them. Jacob Bushy.
Yeah, Bushy takes a lot of these, and Yali out wide here. Frady working in the middle, headed out by Beekmantown. That's fine. That's JD.
That was JD's side.
Tried to play it back in, wasn't able to.
Here comes
Stanley working. Chasky and Yali work together to take him off the ball, and inside controls. Yali another bad touch, and it'll be a Beekmantown throw-in.
So you have Bingo with the throw-in. And Bingo looking to serve.
Nobody home.
No, nobody.
Nice ball, top of the box, and nobody moving in. Coach Lucy isn't going to be too happy about that. My Hall controls. He's looking for Freddie up the left side now. Head outside to Bingo.
And that goes out.
Tawaski comes back into the game. Takes that is Garrett Rietzma coming off.
Impressive. Very impressive.
His dad is a doctor, I know him.
Oh. And that was Chasky.
Chasky controlled by Brady Champ. Looking for Bushy on the far side, plays a big through ball, but Bushy's not going to be able to get. Oh, he does. He plays it off the corner.
Oh, no.
The linesman says that that's a goal kick.
Brady, good ball. Let's go, right? Possession. Let's go. Johnny, make sure that ball doesn't roll. You're ready to go with it before you have it. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, 18. Win it in the air, Black.
And there's the kick by a player.
I do have to say that I'm not sure if the winner of this game gets Section 10 or if they get Section 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to be.
I'll check.
But I'll tell you, if they get Section 2, the B final is going to be Ichabod Crane versus Shelmont. Two outstanding teams, both highly ranked in the state, and it's going to take some work to beat either one of those teams. Ichabod Crane is tied for the #1 ranking right now, and Shelmont is right up there as well.
Oh, nice.
Bangle with a nice jump over there. It comes to Ian Pomador.
Nice defensive play.
Ian Pummel. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Goes just wide. Who's
that
14?
Was wide.
I don't know him.
For who?
Beekmantown 14.
14 to be Bacon.
Ethan Bacon had a chance there.
So, last year, of course, Sean, you were down at the Final Four for Shazy, and they played in the semifinals, Poland.
Yes.
And big upset tonight, we heard.
Yes, Poland, #1 ranked in Class D, loses to Watertown IHC by a score of 2-0 in the Section 3 sectional finals tonight. That was, it's considered a big upset in some respects. Watertown is an outstanding team. It is highly ranked in themselves, but they knock off #1 tonight. So that's the thing about state playoffs, sectional playoffs. One and you're done.
Yeah.
And so Shazy will have their opportunity tomorrow evening as they face the Elizabethtown Lewis Lions in the Section 7 Class D boys.
Yeah, they're arch rivals.
You shouldn't just skip by that IHC, though. It's not Watertown Central. It's Watertown Immaculate Heart.
Watertown Immaculate Heart, right.
Yes.
Yeah, there was that confusion. So, yeah, and then tomorrow night, of course, we have a big night. The boys and girls for Shazy are playing tomorrow night.
Yep, down in Plattsburgh.
Down at Plattsburgh, correct, at 5 and 7. And
I don't think we'll have this weather either.
no, it's supposed to be like in about 50 though, maybe high 40s.
The chance of showers and
No, it won't be this warm.
I don't think it'll be this one. Well, Waterbury controls there. The fans aren't too happy with a bit of a shoulder play like I was talking, and Price controls. Triple team taking off the ball. Goes to Brady Channel. Channel trying to find my hall, but unable to get it up through there, and that's going to be a Plattsburgh throw.
And it was a quick throw in. And that's going to be a push on the Hornets.
That's going to be a free kick for Beekmantown back their ways. And I believe that's Callum.
What number? Who?
20 for Beekmantown.
For Beekmantown, that is Callum Sullivan. Callum Sullivan.
It's going to take this free kick.
We're under the 20-minute mark. If you're just joining us, it is the 1st of November 2013. It is sectional championship action here in the Division 1 Northern Soccer League between Beekmantown and Plattsburgh High School. Well, is it Class B? It would be Class B. It's not national. That's right. Because we go to classes for the playoffs. So Class B. And, you'd have to say coming into this game that Beekmantown would be favored, but definitely the Hornets have peaked at the right time.
Yes. As you can see, their Channel just did a nice job of taking that ball. Tries to play the through ball afraid and not able to get there.
But what a nice defensive play by number 21, Plumador.
He couldn't get it. Plumador did a nice job of getting back on that ball. This is Waterbury controlling, looking for Pummel. Back to Waterbury. Bearberry lets one go from 40 yards.
Yeah. Hey, you can't score unless you shoot.
And again, that's a rookie goalie in there, only his second game ever. So maybe a good idea. Channel unable to get there and controlled by Beekmantown. Yali comes back and takes control of it. Price wins the ball. Ball goes to Price. Moves to the corner. As Yawi picks him up in the corner. Ball's played across, goes off of Beekmantown, or Plattsburgh, and be another Beekmantown corner kick. This will be their third.
Yep.
As we're down to 17:35 in the first half.
That's a short kick, and geez, where'd they learn that from? And there's the
big ball. Oh, that one was actually trouble.
He got the rebound.
Yes, he did. He went up. That basketball skill set came in right there.
Skywalker.
I think that would have been a two-handed dunk if it would have been inside.
The kid has a nice vertical jump, I'll tell you that.
Well, you talk to Coach Brendler, he'll tell you if you're hurting in the goalie position, put one of your better athletes in there.
Yep. Because
they can adjust, and obviously the goalie McNanny is a very athletic young man.
Yeah, well, obviously, he just said his vertical leap is great, and if you look at him right now, he's positioned now. I mean, the ball's quite a ways out. I usually see goalies relax. He's up to the challenge. He's ready to go.
And look what he's doing. He's staying home. He's protecting the line.
Yep.
And I see so many goalies get hurt because they come out of position.
I don't know if he's a hockey player at all, but he's keeping his chest to the ball, just like keeping your chest to the puck. He seems to have a good nose for it. Bushy plays that ball up, finds Frady, back to Bushy, unable to control, goes off a Beekmantown player, and it'll be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Bushy throws into Frady, he's unable to control, and this is going to go to Beekmantown next, as Sullivan goes over to take the throw-in.
So the shots favor the Eagles 4-2, and I would say as this game has progressed, the edge has kind of shifted over to the Eagles side, but more of the mid-play, more of the midfield.
Yep. Play. There hasn't really been a threat yet.
Not really.
Nothing big yet.
And, and you get into these type of games, you may only get 2 or 3 opportunities a game.
It's we've been talking about Shazy, and this year, defensively, they've been rock solid. They have struggled to finish.
Yeah.
And when you get into this level of play, defense wins games, but you also have to be able to put one on the board, and that's going to be important for both of these teams and for Shazy tomorrow night.
Now, rumor has it that Drake is coming back from that injury?
That is not true.
Okay.
I spoke with his mother earlier this evening, and he will have his next follow-up in December. He will not be able to come back and play.
All right.
He is able to run. He is able to practice. He is not able to have contact.
Okay, when I heard that, I'm saying, man, why risk it?
Yep.
Is he a junior or senior?
It was a shot.
He's a junior.
Junior, okay.
Yep. So,
And I mean, that was a big hurt for the Shazy this year, not having them, because he'd have been 25, 30 goals.
easily.
And
Big finish man, shifty little guy up front there, and big loss for Shazy. But those things will happen, and you have to be able to pull together the rest of your guys.
that's what you got a team for, right?
And it's working out, yes. And even in the Nolan Ryan days, it was not one man.
No, not at all. There's a nice big booming kick just shy of midfield, and it's picked up by Proper. He sends it in, coming in hard.
Chasky and Price. Price levels Chasky in the box. And who is that at center tonight?
Number 10?
No, the referee.
Dennis Labarge.
Okay.
Actually, we have Dennis Labarge,
Gary Kaiser,
on their side,
and Jeff Norton.
and Jeff Norton on the other side. Barry's son?
Just push up!
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
I didn't know that was Barry's son.
No, neither did I.
As far as we know.
That's our story, and we're sticking with it. Again, another big booming kick, and a nice
JD
header
Sides
by
putting these balls
Waterbury.
out of there.
Or actually, not Waterbury, it was Danusi.
Chasky plays it out. 13:45 in the first half, and still playing a lot of this game between the boxes.
I mean, from what you've seen so far, it almost makes you believe it's going to be a one-goal game.
Yeah, and I think that may be the case. You know, it was 2 years ago, Beekmantown and NCCS, and I was up here with a fish, and he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Beekmantown's going to sneak one in," and NCCS was a heavy favorite that year, and I said, "Beekmantown's going to sneak one in, pack the box, and they're going to beat them." And I can see Plattsburgh doing the same thing tonight. They get one in, they're solid defensively, they can pack it in, and again, this could go either way. The first goal in this game is going to be huge. That's very obvious.
I mean, we say that in every game, but this game,
This game in particular, I think it's a big deal. Brady Channel lets one go, but it's high.
And the latest update, it's 55 degrees right now.
You and Ferris,
But it also says it's raining, so not a good report.
We when we got here this evening, we were on generator power out here.
Yeah, because the
portion of
power went
Shazy.
off at 10 of 3.
Yeah, good portion of Shazy had lost power, and Coach McCullough shared with me that the generator here at the school was cycling on and off for a while, and he was getting pretty nervous about whether we were going to be able to actually pull these off tonight. But I think it's been restored by now, and we're probably not on generator. But
Right, well, the power did come back on at 4:30.
at 10 of 5, our generator was still running at the school.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
There's a shot.
Another shot. Oh!
Where's my outside
Coach LaRoe is looking for where that guy is, the run far post, and
He
apologizes to Beekmantown players as he's yelling. And you got to give Coach LaRoe credit. He's a stand-up guy, and
He is. He's a great coach.
I love listening to him. I've learned a lot from him, and I just think he's a great guy. Again, Coach Lucy goes to the bench and brings in 4 this time, so always 3 or 4 guys. Cycles them in, keeps fresh legs.
We're down to 11 and a half minutes, Sean. Still no score. 4 shots to 3 favor Beekmantown.
Price controls. Loses it to Yayawe, who plays Talaski. Talaski looks for Yayawe again, who plays the ball up, trying to find Frady. A little bit long. As Beekmantown clears their zone again. Chasky heads the ball, but it goes backwards. JD Side has to go back. No, that's Fine Lease. Fine Lease plays it, and Waterbury and Channel, the number 12s, come together. They're looking for the ball and played outside. Can't see that young man's number, but that was Side. Side and Fine Lease look a lot alike from a distance. They're hard I got to start looking at the numbers, I guess, like you said.
And you know, it's of course, you're talking about the game earlier before this one, Beekmantown and
Saranac girls.
Saranac. That was just an offensive show for both teams, back and forth.
It was unbelievable. Breakaways, great shots, great saves. Both goalies did phenomenal job. It was one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
2-2 in regulation. It went to the 6th round of PKs where Saranac finally prevailed 5-4.
Yeah, it came out at 2 10-minute overtimes, 2 sudden-death overtimes, and then the PKs. Two rounds of PKs.
Yep. And there was many opportunities for both teams in those 4 overtimes.
In the first overtime, Beekmantown hit that crossbar underneath the crossbar, but it didn't go across the line.
Nope.
And
came straight down. It was barred down, but it didn't go over.
Yeah.
The referees did a nice job of that game. They
did a super job.
They let the girls play, but they kept control. And
well, you heard people say, well, how could LaBarge call the penalty kick to give Callie Villa or
Raleigh looking for Ferris?
Oh, here's an opportunity.
Was able to collect. Just plays the ball.
Bushy just clears it out.
Bushy.
Look at your touchline.
Bushy takes a shot over there, but there's no call, and Plattsburgh will have the throw in as Myhall comes back on, taking Toloski out. So the two captains will swap out here. So, as you said, Joey, Beekmantown was pressuring there for a while, but here comes Plattsburgh back down the other end with an opportunity here on the throw-in. Ooh, there was another shot over there, but again, we're into sectional finals.
They're going to let them play.
You're going to get rougher, and you're going to let them play.
Well, you better get used to it here, because in the Final Four, it doesn't get any easier.
No, they get laid down, and it's play on. Side controls, plays back to Chasky. Chasky looking for Yali, but collected by Waterbury. Waterbury controls for Beekmantown. Fake touch through to Myhall.
You know what's impressive too, Sean,
Is fine Reese comes something
is over the years is the level of play, how it's improved here in the North Country.
Dramatically.
From all teams.
There's, the B tournament this year, I heard a lot of people here who know soccer very well talking about they could not wait for this boys B tournament to take place this year. The top 4 teams were, there was some parity there. There was some great games in the regular season. And here we are with the 2 survivors battling it out for the finals with scores 0-0 with 8 minutes left in the first half.
Now, if this was September, it would be a 2 or 3-0 Beekmantown lead at the half.
Easily. And that's the magic kid that, you were calling him Dr. LaRose earlier. He pulled out here. He's the magician, too.
Yeah.
Nobody expected Plattsburgh to come on, and steadily they've improved all year long. I'm really impressed with this program.
And of course, you look at Northeastern, they had a couple injuries late in the season that hurt them.
Yep.
They could have been a factor, but they lost.
Tatro went down in the finals.
Tatro went down, but you lost Rodney Grimshaw.
Take it, corner.
And then Peru in the mix in Class A now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So they're the only Class A school in Section 7, so they're automatic winners of Section 7. I was looking at what they have to do. They have to go play Section 10, and then they have to play the winner of Section 2-3. And again, 2-3, Section 2 is the Albany Capital District, where you're talking the likes of Queensbury, who actually lost, and some other big names down there. In Section 3 in the Syracuse area, there is some quality soccer teams coming out of Sections 2 and 3 in the Class A division. So, as there typically is in B and C. So, in D, Maple Hill's still in it. We see them quite often, and
it's a common name.
Friends from Lake Placid who won Class C this week. Already see another very good game. Another very good class this year in Section 7 with Seton, NAC, and Lake Placid. All a lot of parity there. Some great soccer games here in the playoffs for Class C, and Lake Placid was able to prevail, and they'll move on. And they're looking at some tough competition out of Section 2 as well. So don't know how that's going to be out of Section 10 for Class B, though. They're still working on that over there.
Yeah, I mean, and then of course on Class D, who's going to come out? It's going to be Harrisville. You think they might be favored, right?
Madrid-Waddington actually got the first seed, even though if you look at the New York State Sports Writers Association rankings, Harrisville is ranked above them.
But in their own tournament, Madrid-Waddington is ahead of them.
Madrid-Waddington is seeded first, Harrisville second, and Chateaugay third.
Wow. There's a lot of parity for those three.
There is. So anything could happen in that section.
Well, here's a chance for the Hornets. Corner kick late here in the first half.
We're down to about 5 minutes. As Yali plays that one in, it falls down low, but the goalie there, Leclerc, is able to collect it.
Leclerc, his build and his mannerisms remind me of, for Shazy, it was
Austin Santor.
Austin Santor.
Yep.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. I wasn't thinking it until you said that, then I knew just what you were talking about.
And there's a battle down there by the line.
Yeah, I think that was Constanti and William Chasky there, and Plattsburgh was able to come out with that ball. As the ball rolls out, and Sullivan will take the throw in. Their subs, though, and we're going to have to wait as Tulaski comes back on, and number 7 for Beekmantown, that is Ryan Munson.
Coming out is Bingle. And it would be Ferris.
Yep. Miss Ferris's brother. Miss Ferris that was helping us out.
That's your brother?
Brother.
All right. Whoa! That should be a card? No?
I think so.
Oh, what did he do? He told him to go get the ball even.
What?
So now if you get a foul, you have to chase the ball. That's the new rule.
That looked a little extracurricular activity, it looked like, from up here.
Yeah, Mr. LaBarge, I think he sent him down there to get that ball. That was pretty good.
Well, he is the official.
That's right.
Oh, nice. Going up in the air was Frady.
Bussy unable to get there, controlled by 21 for Beekmantown, Joey.
Beekmantown is
Plumador. He's their sweeper. He's done a nice job back there controlling the defense there. Chasky controls and is put down by Waterbury.
What was that all about? That was almost like a retaliation play.
Yeah.
Let's go, Waterbury!
He's having a little chat with him here.
Not gonna
So
harm anybody. Keep this under control.
I think Dan the Bar said no more, one more, that's it.
Yeah, I think 2 of them now have had their warnings with the white jerseys on, so we'll see how this goes. Nice ball played in by Finley.
Frady's doing well up in the air.
Frady is he does a good job getting to the ball. He's not very big, but he hustles. He wins a lot of balls. And he calls that a block throw. As Tulaski controls.
2:16 to go here.
Ball's played out. And Yali will take this throw in. Yali to Myhall, back to Yali. Loses control of the Waterbury for Beekmantown. Blocked by Myhall as Munson plays to Price. Price with a big ball in, but nobody there for Constanti trying to run onto that, but he wasn't able to get there, and Plattsburgh clears the ball out to the far sideline as we're down to 1:45 in the first half.
Shots are 4-4, Sean. Corner kicks favor the Eagles 3-2. So obviously the stats show the play of the game here.
It's
it's evenly matched.
It's been dead even. Plattsburgh's going to get a throw in there deep in their end with 1.5 left. And Beekmantown controls, plays a big ball in. Ball's cleared out by Chasky up to midfield. Ball played out to Munson. Munson unable to control, and Beekmantown will have a throw. I almost said Shazy there. I'm got to get it screwed on here. Chasky with a throw into Yawi. Yawi heads the ball over, looking for Channel, who's unable to control. Ball Proper controls for Beekmantown. Plays the ball back. And finds Plumador. Plumador plays the ball up. Bushy steps in and takes control. As Myhall plays a big ball up over the top. Funky bounce, and Plattsburgh controls. It's number 14, Bacon. Bacon plays the ball, and finally clears up, finds Channel. Channel lays the ball down and makes a nice run on. But Polidor was able to come over and control that one.
25 seconds to go here.
25 seconds, and Plattsburgh pressuring as Price controls. Price just clears the ball up, looks for Constanti, and Constanti's able to control. Had Waterbury making a run, but he didn't see that coming, and Yahweh controls now as Tulaski works.
Now this first half is going to come to an end. We have no score here at the George Brendler Field. The Eagles and the Hornets 0-0. Shots are 4-4. Corner kicks favor Eagles 3-2. So I said if there's any advantage, it's probably the Eagles. They have one extra corner kick.
Yeah.
But the first half has come to an end, and we'll be back for the second half. And welcome to the second half here of this Class B sectional championship. We're tied at 0, and before we came on the camera, Sean was talking about the field of dreams, and this definitely is the field of dreams because somebody's dream is going to be a reality here tonight.
Yeah, and it's, I can remember a couple of years ago, Coach Waterbury from Plattsburgh State brought his men's team up here to play the red and white game where they scrimmage against each other, and he had some boys from the city areas, and they on the bus, and Coach, where are we going? He said, we're going to the field of dreams. And when they got out and saw that we were literally
in the middle
surrounded by soccer, they were like, wow, you're kidding me. But it's George Brendler Field is a great venue. It's
oh my God,
we're fortunate to have it, and it's just a great place to be. And here we are with Beekmantown and Plattsburgh, and lots of fans from down in the Plattsburgh Beekmantown area here tonight. Lots of fans from Shazy here tonight. As you know, Shazy is. We're diehard soccer fans here in this town, and we like to come out and watch. And we've been treated tonight in both of these games.
It's been a real treat to watch this tonight. The girls' game earlier, of course. Congratulations to the Chiefs of Saranac with their 3-2 victory over Beekmantown in 6 overtimes, and so we're doing double time or a little overtime here tonight, but. Well, I am. You came up for the second game, but you were busy working the snack shack.
I was flipping burgers earlier, so I couldn't be up here to help you with the girls.
Well, I went over to get Mickey fries for Calvin, and you gave me the business while I was over there.
Yeah.
But it's nice having you up here, Sean, I'll tell you that. Here's a chance for the Hornets.
So Fine Lease plays a nice ball in. Plumidor again goes up and heads that ball out to the right side of his box, and again, that young man back there playing sweeper's doing a great job, and that's going to be a goal. Yeah, he's cleared a lot of balls out, and any threat that Plattsburgh's been able to throw at him, he's been able to thwart right now. So he's doing a really nice job back there.
Well, we said it early in the game, that we think that a one-goal game may be it, and I'm still getting that feeling.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Plattsburgh took control of the ball on the kickoff here and went right at him, and this is how it started out in the first half, too. Plattsburgh had a half step on Beekmantown and was able to control a little better, and they're still able to do so. But toward the end of that first half, I think Beekmantown had control better, as Price controls here now, and probably had the better of the players. Price makes a nice move, tries to let one go, but plays to Constanti.
Nice
cross in, and there's Waterbury on the far post, but he heads it over. That was a beautiful cross put in there, and that was definitely the most threatening opportunity we've seen yet tonight.
Waterbury is wide open over there.
14 for Beekmantown.
For Ethan
Bacon, I got to get that name down. He just played a beautiful ball across there. That was a nice job. And number 13 too is Ben Frederick. Yeah, he's another one of them kids I've been watching for a long time. As Jacob Bushy controls here, plays a nice ball up, but Freddie wasn't able to get to it. Headed by Proper as Price controls for Beekmantown. Price continues to control, plays to Frederick. Frederick looking for Bacon on the outside. Broke up, but Constanti controls. Constanti out to looking for Waterbury, but he always steps up and does a nice job taking that ball up the left side. Steps back, waits for a little more help. Constanti walks in and takes him off the ball, and That was Poper going forward. Constanti looking for Frederick, unable to get that ball through as Myhall comes through and chests it down, but controlled by Price. Price to Frederick. Frederick's looking for Bacon on the outside. The Bacon controls again. As Bushy misses. Another
here's an opportunity.
Waterbury, and he has
Scores! He got it that time.
Yep, the same exact play.
Same play.
Waterbury put that one down instead of up and was able to bounce it over the goalie's head. That was a great effort by Waterbury, and another great cross by Bacon.
Beautiful. It was just almost picture. It was almost the identical play.
Yep. They saw they had the opportunity the first time and played it exactly the same way. Waterbury hung back, waited for the cross, and ran on it. Nice job.
And, you know, when a player misses the first time, they're hoping lightning strikes twice. Well, it struck pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It struck pretty quickly, and this time he brought it down.
So that's going to be Bacon to Waterbury for the first goal of the game at 35:53 remaining in the second half, and Beekmantown jumps out to the lead.
Assist.
Bacon.
Like you said, identical play.
Yep. So we start the play again as Channel control.
And that was within the first 5 minutes, Sean.
Yep. And Bushy controls up the right side here. Plays the ball past Bacon as Sullivan steps up, and that ball goes out of bounds for a Plattsburgh throw-in. Ball's up to Toloski. Toloski looks to touch past to Sullivan, but unable to do so, and so Plattsburgh will have another throw-in.
So I guess the question now, will that one goal hold up like we said we thought it might?
It's that's going to be the thing. You know, Coach LaRose is going to have his team press a little harder now and see if they can bring this one back level.
Keep the intensity up.
Now, whoever wins this game, their next game is against 2 or 10.
I'm not sure for this class. I'm not sure which it is, but like I said, if it's Section 2, whoever it is, they're going to have their hands full. As Fine Lisa has Constanti putting some pressure on him, and he misplays the ball to Waterbury.
Waterbury saw that McNanny was out of the net.
Yep. And Waterbury's got a shot, too. He's got a great foot, and he was looking to play that one in. Frady controls for Plattsburgh.
Waterbury, recognize keepers out. Come on.
Ball played up looking for Channel. Channel touches past Sullivan and goes by as Plymouth comes out and tries to stop Channel, and he's able to shut him down there again. As Plymouth plays West Bushy back there. Yeah, again, he plays a nice ball up and finds Price midfield. Price takes the space. Has Waterbury wide open on the right again. The Price is going to make a run in, and he's
nice defensive play.
As Fine Lease comes in and collects that one and puts the ball out for a corner kick.
Price has that give and go speed.
He does. He's very quick. He's got an excellent shot. He's got excellent soccer skills. So it looks like Beekmantown sets up for a short corner here as they move it past, and again Price just runs by a couple of players, but Fine Lease is able to get the ball out as I believe that's Bingle controls. Bushy controls for Plattsburgh, looking for Yahweh, but unable to get there. As Sullivan plays the ball up to Waterbury. Waterbury makes some space there, but Yahweh says nope and controls the ball and is going past Waterbury with speed, but plays it out of bounds.
Plattsburgh's been back on their heels here a little bit.
Now it's time to dig
Yeah, you see, saw Plattsburgh come out with a flurry there, and again, Beekmantown woke up just like the first half, and they're kind of putting a little more pressure on. The shots are now 6-4 in favor of the Eagles, with the corner kicks 4-2. And Plattsburgh seems a little stunned since that goal came off, and they're about a half a step behind.
Yeah,
not getting to the ball.
They got to pick up their urgency here.
Yep, Yahweh controls as Channel plays the ball up to himself, plays it big.
There we are.
He's got Toloski running on, who is taken out.
That was play on.
I believe that was Bingle who took him out, and that is play on.
Denny Labarge says play on. Wow.
And Price controls, and he's looking for Waterbury open on the other side as Chaskey heads the ball forward.
What Denny was saying was they were shoulder to shoulder, and you play it on.
Yep.
Well, it's like you said, this is...
So he lets Myhall do the same thing to Price, and see, boys are figuring out how this one's going to go, and they're going to let him play.
There's no right or wrong. It's
No.
just the way the officials want to let the game go.
And you got to learn, how is the game going to be refereed, because it is different in different times.
Yeah, this is not a friendly. This is the championship game.
And the main thing is if it's kept the same both directions,
Right, then so be it.
So be it. It's great. And I for one love just shoulder-to-shoulder soccer and let the boys play.
Yeah.
Let's keep the whistle down but keep control. It's a fine balance, but let's let them do what they're here for.
And let's give the officials their due. They're very seasoned officials here and very good at what they do.
Great crew, always do a great job, and Mr. LeBar's there in the center is one of the best.
One of the best.
And I believe he and his brother are two of the Section 7 officials. They told me the other night that are going down to Middletown.
Yeah, those two are going down. There's one more. Obviously, there's one more, but I'm trying to remember who it was. They were telling me the other night.
Oh.
Well, both players weren't backing down from each other.
Yep. So Proper just took a shot there. This one is getting a lot more physical actually, and we might want to call it chippy. We're starting to see things go a little more shoulder to shoulder, as we were saying, a little more chest to chest at this point. As Constante controls, that young man is little and has a lot of speed. Plays a nice ball back, but Myhall controls for Plattsburgh. Yowie on the outside. And then Beekmantown controls. Finds Constante as Chaskey takes him out. We're about 25 yards out here, maybe 20, as Price is going to get over this ball. This is a dangerous situation for Plattsburgh. Alex Price has a great shot and is one of the guys typically that in this section that is very dangerous with his free kicks. This will be interesting. As he's asked for 10, and the side official there, that's Mr. Norton on the far side, moves them back.
Well, here we go.
Price plays the ball in, but Fine Reese is able to get in front of that one and clear it out. Ball's played in is...
Number 20? Sullivan.
No, the keeper, I can't remember his name.
For LeClaire? Or for
Plattsburgh.
McNamee?
McNamee comes off his line and controls that ball nicely down there. It was a good job. Beekmantown forced to just clear the ball out for a Plattsburgh throw-in, and here it comes with...
you have Reefsema into the game.
Reefsema into the game with Chaskey coming off, it looks like. And I'm not sure, but I think Reefsema may have been the only young man coming off the bench for Plattsburgh tonight so far. Headed out by Sullivan, again flicked up by Price, controlled by J.D. Side. Ball played back as Ian Pummel takes control of that ball. Played up, and Fine Reese is going to play the ball up. Looking for J.D. Side, unable to get there as Fine Reese plays again. Plays a big ball over. Beekmantown defense steps up and heads that ball up. That hurt. Headed up looking for Myhall. Myhall taking off the ball, and this is going to be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Yowie throws into Frady. Frady heads up looking for Yowie again. Back to Frady. Frady controls, and the ball's going up the left side. Frady can still in control as a Beekmantown player goes down. Frady takes a shot, doesn't get much on it, and LeClaire comes out and is able to collect.
He made some nice moves to get to that point.
Yeah, he got loose that time. I think if he had taken one or two more steps, he might have got a little more space there, a little more time. LeClaire makes a nice boot to midfield. That's Reitman, I believe. No, Reitman's on this side, 22 for Plattsburgh.
For Plattsburgh is Ryan Whalen.
Whalen had stepped up and headed that ball nicely. As Yowie goes out, trying to get control of the ball. As Side comes up again. Side and Fine Reese, I think those two young men could be brothers. Brady Channel trying to get through the midfield there and unable to do so. but takes a Beekmantown player off the ball, and Yayawi controls. Yayawi looking to work up the left-hand side, tries to beat them with speed, kicked out by Beekmantown, but goes to off a Plattsburgh player, so it'll be a Beekmantown throw-in.
Well, it's 26:53 to go here in the second half. Beekmantown Eagles, that's a Freudian slip. The Beekmantown Eagles are leading Plattsburgh High School 1-0 on a beautiful header by Ryan Waterbury off a bacon feed. 7 shots to 5 favor the Eagles. 4 shots to 2 favor the Eagles.
Didn't Shazy beat both of these teams?
Yes. Played them both in the Garrow. Shazy played both these teams in the Garrow tournament and defeated both of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, here you had this championship game, and the Shazy boys beat both these teams, but they were a different team back then too. They had Derek Drake.
And that was that's the first 2 games of the season, so it's a lot changes as we stated earlier.
Yeah, it sure does.
I think with Beekmantown, it was a 1-goal game, I think.
It was.
Plenty of time. Just gotta work.
I think Plattsburgh was 4-0.
It was.
Yeah, I believe it.
3 or 4.
Yeah. Beekmantown was 1-0, right?
Yes. That was a very well contested game. That was.
Actually, I thought Beekmantown might have outplayed us a little bit, but we won the game.
It's the first that I think that's the first that Shazy's won the Garrow. No,
We won it last year too.
we won it the year before, but we had tied and won it in the PKs
Against Beekmantown.
Yep. Channel controls that ball. Played to Rietzema trying to find Bushy. Bushy touches by and gets past Bacon. It's in number 3. I know that young man. 3 for Beekmantown is Wyand.
It is Jake Wyand.
There's Pummel controls for Beekmantown. As Rietzema though steps up and is able to play that ball. It goes out of bounds, but Rietzema did a good job of not letting that cross get over. Ball's played into Waterbury. Waterbury screens but loses the ball. As Frady controls, Waterbury wins it back. Finds Proper, I believe. Myhall takes Proper off, but wins the ball as as Frady he used his back, but he took him out as I believe that's Alex Proper that went down over there. And this will be a free kick for Beekmantown as Sullivan moves the ball over to take that kick.
Who took the brunt of that? That was Bingo? Is that number 9 or 8?
8. It was Proper. Yep.
Kids are tackling each other now.
Yeah, it took that one mid-abdomen, and he's still bent over.
3's coming in!
Sullivan plays the ball in. Headed out by Fine Lace. Danucci plays to Pummel. Pummel looking for number 9. Bingle. Looking to, and that ball's going to be a goal kick. And as Liam Chasky checks back in, and Brady Channel's going to come off for a short set. Oh, Frady is coming off, not Brady.
So you got Finley's taking the kick here for the Hornets. You've been doing good at play-by-play, Sean. We'll let you keep that going. I did a game and a half for the girls.
Yeah, I know.
I got to save myself for tomorrow night.
So Finley's controls this ball. He's moving up front. He's got some good foot skills too. He's not just a boot ball defenseman. Finley's is a good player. As a Channel plays back to him and out to Bushy. Bushy working his way left across the field. As Proper was able to control and plays the ball up big. Rietzema controls. And that's J.D. Side playing over to
22?
22.
That would be Ryan
Whalen. It's a Plattsburgh throw in as Yayawi heads the ball headed by Sullivan again for Beekmantown, and the ball's played in. Karam's off of Brady Channel, and that's going to be a Beekmantown goal kick. His 3 more players checked back in for Beekmantown. So we're 21:53 left in the second half. Beekmantown Eagles lead the Plattsburgh Hornets by a score of 1-0. It's been a very close game here. Shots are in favor of the Eagles 7-5, and
But I would give the slight edge to Beekmantown.
I'd give a slight edge to them too. I agree with that. There hasn't been any real threat from Plattsburgh yet as far as a shot. Beekmantown's had a couple of real opportunities, and they did score on one. Both of those on headers from Waterbury, crosses from Bacon. As Ben Frederick controls in the midfield for Plattsburgh, finds Constanti. Price is out of that cap and trying to find Pummel up there, who is open on the left wing but not able to control.
Oh, nice job.
Bushy hustles back.
No, got off the end line.
Gone, and so that's going to be a corner kick for Beekmantown. So let's see who Pummel's going to take this kick for Beekmantown.
I mean, you got 11 white. I got 11 white, 12 white on the field. Stop the clock.
So it's
12, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Could have come off, but
so they were playing with 12.
we were playing with 12. So a yellow was issued. I believe that's I don't know what they call that. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my rule book and check that one out. So I'll let you know when I do the Shazy games here tomorrow night. But
You're doing hometown cable tomorrow night.
I am. I'll be doing the boys and girls Shazy games
Now-
as you will be on Wiry.
Now, who's doing the game with you?
Calvin is going to be there in the beginning, and then Mr. Barkham is going to be.
You
here.
and Lee will be doing
Yes.
it with Calvin, and
Yep.
then Joe and I are doing wiring.
Yep.
Okay.
How long do you think they were playing with 12?
I don't know.
I think since the last
Hey, Rob,
substitution.
how long were they playing with 12?
Constanti, I believe he showed that card to Constanti and not to Coach Lucy, but I thought that was a bench card.
Oh!
Oh boy, that was a.
Oh, that was Price. Price had an opportunity.
Joe Fink, you got to get a hand on that ball, my man.
So this was going to be a Plattsburgh goal kick with, again, about 20 minutes remaining, about half of this second half remaining. And Plattsburgh looking for the equalizer as they are down 1-0 in the Class B boys.
Well, we're officially at the halfway
Second
point,
semifinals.
Sean, here of the
Yep.
second half.
20
minutes left.
Pummel controls, back to Bacon, back to Pummel. Pummel makes a nice cross, looking for Waterbury again, who heads another ball, but this one was errant and goes far right. And
Hey, pick that up so he can punch it.
so Shazy is looking for.
Shazy.
Here,
Boy, you made my
You
mistake.
got me.
Make sure you Twitter that one.
Yeah, so Plattsburgh is going to make this kick, and yeah, I wonder if Mr. Barcombe is. Well, he can't hear me now, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Because
No, I love it when I'm doing radio.
Yeah, he'll let you.
Oh my God!
He lets you know.
Oh, big! There's a shot. What a save by McNanny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm going to have that chat with him tomorrow because he was letting Fish and I have it down there at States last year.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Listen, hey, when Joe calls for a commercial break with 7 seconds left in the game, that makes.
I tried to stop him. I really did. I tried to stop him.
You listen, you're going. He just go to commercial. There's 7 seconds
I
left.
said, no, there's 7 seconds left. But he was really worried about making sure we got all our sponsors in, so you got to give him credit for that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he really was. He was very concerned about it. That was it. But Bacon takes the throw in, and it's headed out by Bushy, and Bacon will have another throw here. Nope, he's going to hand it off, and let Pummel take this one. A little breaking the action as we have the throw in here, and comes in hard in the middle of the box as Waterbury controls, turns, but is not able to put that ball on net. Bacon, though, controls on the end line. It does not go out. Plays back to Pummel. Bushy steals the ball, finds Frady. Brady chests the ball down, plays to Tulaski. Tulaski looking for Channel, making a run, but wasn't quite deep enough. Waterbury controls for Plattsburgh. Waterbury plays the ball to Hummel, runs on with Rietzema.
Work it through the layers.
Rietzema plays the ball up. Bacon controls on the left side. Waterbury looking for Bacon again, but unable to get it there. As Brady puts some pressure on. Brady Channel controls for Plattsburgh as Fine Lease makes a run. Bushy plays up, finds Fine Lease in the corner. Fine Lease tries to backheel and get around. I believe that, no, it's not Sullivan, number 13, Ben Frederick, and it's going to be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Bushy takes the throw, trying to find Channel, unable to do so, and again, another Plattsburgh throw-in.
But you know, Leclerc really hasn't been challenged.
He has not, but with 17:20 in the remaining in the second half, Plattsburgh pressuring a little bit here as Bushy controls. Bushy's pulled back, but no call, as Channel plays a nice ball in, but Leclerc sidestepping, had his eye on that one all the way, again keeping his chest to the ball and does a nice job. Frederick controls on the far side for Beekmantown. Moving up looking for Waterbury as Whalen steps in and takes control of that one. Looking for Freddie, unable to get there as Plumidor just needs to blast that one out as Plattsburgh continues to put pressure on. Freddie tries to control in the corner, unable to do so. It goes out, and this will be a Plattsburgh corner kick opportunity. And it looks like Jacob Bushy is going to go over there and take this kick.
Who's got 7? 7! Who's got 7?
So Coach Lucy, we're a little worried about Mr. Fine Lease here as he's making sure that Fine Lease is marked. The ball lands in the middle of the box at the top where Freddie controls. Freddie touching back, trying to find Yahweh, unable to do so. Rietzema cranks one up and plays the ball long, and it goes out for a Plattsburgh goal kick. Number 9, Bengals checking back in as 14 Bacon's going to get a little rest here.
You don't have it. 7. Come on, what you do out there. Come on. Much better passing. That's what we need to do. Keep it
So down to 15:50 in the second half, remaining in the second half as Fine Lease goes up and heads the ball, headed by Bushy, brought down by Channel. Channel looking for Bushy as he makes a corner run. Bushy working against number 9 is Fine Lease. Turns, tries to get across him, but slips and goes out for another Beekmantown goal kick.
But Plattsburgh's put a little more pressure on here the last minute or two.
They are. They got a sense of urgency. They've made some changes. They put Chasky back at sweeper and brought Fine Lease up into the midfield. And so, they're really working on making some changes to see if they can get that equalizer. Leclerc plays the ball out, touched by Brady Channel. He's unable to control, and Beekmantown controls as Price moves the ball past Fine Lease. Out to Frederick, back to Price. Price working his way through the field as Chasky tries to slow him down. Nice shot, but McNanny is up to the challenge and went down to one knee and took that one. Now, last week, that young man was not going down like that. He was standing up and he would just try to collect the ball, so he's learned something this week. Good job. What a punt. Sullivan heads outside to, I should know that, Danucci.
Great kick.
And ball goes off to Ducey and out of bounds. Do I have it right, number 7? No, Munson.
7, Munson. 17's
Danucci.
Danucci.
Yep. Channel had control, but Proper comes out with the ball. Proper looking for Pummel as Pummel and Rietzema make a run for that ball. It goes out of bounds. That's what I like about that young man. Mr. Pummel, you see how hard he's trying to control that ball. Price moves up, touches past Bushy. Trying to work past him on the sidelines.
Jeez.
Knee to knee.
That was an ugly one as Rietzman's down, and he seems to be really hurt. And ball played out of bounds on purpose as Rietzman is hurt. And we'll take a break here while they sort this one out for him.
And there's the throw-in.
So Plattsburgh kicked that out regarding the injury, so Beekmantown, very sportsmanlike, and gives the throw deep into Plattsburgh territory and lets them control. Munson played that ball out long, and this will be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Trying to find Channel. Channel unable to get to the ball. Controlled by Sullivan. Sullivan looking for Pummel. Pummel making a run on, but McNanny comes out and
that's-
he stepped
that-
outside the box. That's going to be
Yeah.
outside the box.
So they get
That is a direct kick just outside the box.
He scores.
Takes it.
Yeah, took a quick one.
Yes, it
Did
is.
not let him set up. That was a smart play. Real smart play. I think that was Price, wasn't it?
I think it was Waterbury.
Was it Waterbury?
It is Waterbury.
Well, he did that right. He just set that up and just took it.
Set the ball down, took it.
That was a smart play.
So Beekmantown goes up 2-0 on a heads-up play, realizes that Plattsburgh was not back, sets the ball, takes a quick free kick, and puts the ball in the net. And we are 13-14 left in the second half of Beekmantown with a lead of 2-0 at this point.
You know, I think that goal pretty much, took care of it for Beekmantown.
They're gonna have to redo some real digging now. But I'm seeing some real effort coming on to Plattsburgh already. As Fine Lease was making a hard run up the right side here, they just weren't able to get it over. So Plattsburgh will not give up. I'm sure of that.
No, they won't.
But they got some real digging to do. As Yahweh works on Munson over there, and continues to work up the right side, and they find Fine Lease open. Oh, the ball gets stuck in the feet of the defenseman there, and this is going to be I believe, a corner kick.
Is it? No, it looks like a
Ball, did it stay in? And it's
a deep throwing.
So he played it with his hands outside the 18.
yes. So that was a handball. He slid outside of that box, and so that was a handball.
Yep.
McNanny just couldn't get himself
But it's not a
stopped.
corner kick. They get a free kick right outside the line as quick as they want.
Yep.
It might as well have been.
Waterbury controls here past Chasky. Chasky working hard on him. McNanny comes out and he dives on the ball this time to make sure he's not going to go over that line, and able to control. That was a good job stepping out there. As Yahweh makes a run on the ball, plays out, but Beekmantown plays out to Munson. Munson looking up the right side, finds Pummel. Pummel controls, plays the ball back and resets the defense. The ball's played out to Sullivan. Sullivan looking upfield. Good job keeping his head up there. Finds Waterbury. Waterbury plays the ball up looking for Pummel as J.D. Side plays the ball out. And Whalen controls for Plattsburgh. We're seeing Beekmantown sitting back a little bit, not pressuring as much now that they are up 2-0. We'll see if that's an effective strategy or not, as the ball is out of bounds, and Constanti is going to check in for Ian Pummel. Down to 11 minutes in the second half, and like Joey said, Plattsburgh's got a deep hole to dig themselves out of here. They're going to have to get one relatively quick here and work hard on that second one to make this happen.
You know, I had this conversation before with Calvin and Joe. Is, you know, when you're down 2-0, you need to play like you're tied at 0-0.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, you see so many teams going to these prevent defenses, and all that tells me you prevent yourself to win.
It can get you in trouble. I mean, it was good to see Beekmantown make a good hard run on that one, but
well, you especially see that in football, right? They go into prevent defense, and next thing you know, you play great defense, you don't get up a score, and next thing you get up a score in 30 seconds.
Frady goes up over the back, unfortunately, and so Troper's going to get a free kick here in the middle of the field.
High hole! High hole!
Yeah, we're approaching the 10-minute mark here, Sean, and it's looking very good for the Eagles of Beekmantown.
It is, and you know, you can see they're taking their time, they're settling things in as Sullivan plays the ball up into the box, and Chasky works to clear. Myhall steps up and plays the ball out, but it's a big ball out, and
Just killing more clock time.
Coach LaRose implores his players to possess the ball rather than just kicking the ball up the field. Okay, so Coach LaRose is looking to set his team in a little differently. I heard him ask for that was a handball, but let's play on. Side plays the ball, and it goes to Price, and Constanti controls. Fine Lease working to play the ball, Constanti off the ball. The ball is kicked out of bounds by Chaskey.
Hey, we're not done yet until it says 3 zeros up there. Dig down deep. Quit playing boot ball.
This is going to be a Beekmantown throw-in with Price is going to take this throw-in now. He finds Constanti. Bushy steps up, but unable to do anything with that as McNanny comes off his line and collects that ball in the middle of the box.
Let's go!
Waterbury, he's been everywhere.
Yep, Waterbury has played an exceptional game. Yep. He's played well off the ball. He's moved to space. They've been able to find him. He's done a good job. And there he is again. That was clearly a handball that wasn't called.
It looked like it, yeah.
As Price controls, Whalen giving chase to him, but Price goes around him. Chaskey trying to slow him down. And Chaskey gets over there and is able to save the corner kick, and it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown deep in Plattsburgh's territory. We're 8:22 in the game and 5 minutes to 10.
5 minutes to 10. Beautiful.
And,
I got to write quick.
that girls' game pushed us.
What time's your deadline?
As soon as possible.
This is going to be another white throw-in here, and they're going to take their time and start burning some clock here.
Absolutely.
Got to give them, that's how you play it at this point. Price puts one in, McNanny's there, ready for it, and collects the ball fairly easily. He plays a nice throw.
Beautiful throw.
And Bushy controls. Bushy works up the right side, plays the ball, finds Brady Channel making a run, and says that goes off of a white player. Oh, no. They're giving a free kick here. I was wondering how that happened because I was sure Channel kicked that out, but it's going to be a free kick for a push here as Plattsburgh's going to get an opportunity here. Looks like Jacob Bush is going to be taking this kick. As Frederick's going to just leave him alone, let him have the kick, and they're going to get in there and try to collect these numbers as they work on it. As Leclerc has to come up and make a save in the middle of the box. He loses control of the ball, but they said no, he was taken out, and that's going to be a free kick for Beekmantown.
Hey, Rob, remind me of the other night.
It's funny how that whistle blew there.
Yeah.
Learn from the next game. Learn from all this.
So Leclerc's got a kick from the center of his box there. I was going to say from the penalty spot, but that's out. It's in a little farther than that. Nice ball out to midfield, headed by Fine Lace. Waterbury looks to control.
Body language, PHS body language.
Yep.
Forwards on your toes.
But you know, Sean, after watching both these games tonight, I'll say the girls' game had much more exciting.
Yeah. Well, it might have something to do with it's 10 o'clock at night now, too. We're getting old, Joey, this is bedtime.
No, but I meant that as far as the game goes.
Oh, yeah. It was back and forth with lots of pressure. The goalies were having
on both sides.
It was just unbelievable.
It was probably one of the best girls' finals we've seen here at that level.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, both teams could have won. Both teams could have won that game.
Frederick slides and takes a channel down to the ground, and
Or Beekmantown could have won that game.
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
just as easily.
It could have went either way.
Right.
Plymouth tries to head that when he's unable. Leclerc comes off his line and collects it with Toloski making a run on that one. We are down to 5.5 minutes in the second half. I say the game, Calvin will let me have it, so we're going to call it the second half.
Yeah, Calvin always reminds me it's in the half, not the game, Joey.
Calvin is actually an excellent teacher. He taught me, we were talking about Section 10 tonight, and some of the teams over there in the Class D running, and it is Madrid Waddington.
Not Madrid.
It's Madrid Waddington, which I never knew that, so I learned something tonight. So, Calvin, thank you for that, and I will be sure that I pronounce that correctly, especially tomorrow night when I'm talking about Section 10.
Well, Calvin's just a teacher by nature.
He is. He's very good with that kind of stuff. I've learned a lot from him in the last few years.
Oh, he's always correcting me when I'm on the camera. With the mic in my hand.
What he knows very well is these North Country names and how to pronounce them.
Yes.
And there's been a few that I have messed up pretty bad, and he's been able to help me out with that. So I appreciate that too. Channel heads to Fine Lease. Fine Lease plays out to Bushy. Bushy back to Channel. As Frederick comes up and takes control, but Myhall steps in and says, no, we're going to do this, and that's going to be a black throw. We have an injury. Frederick says, nope, I can't get up, and we're going to stop the clock at 4:07. All right, so we're back, and Frederick was able to walk off under his own power.
Which is nice to see.
Yep. Channel looking for Fine Lease, but Plumidor comes off his sweeper spot and clears that ball out again. Throw in by Fine Lease, trying to find Tulaski. Tulaski trying to work through Plumidor, but unable to control, and that's that was Danusi. Yep, that played that ball up. Chasky finds Myhall. Myhall looking for Bushy. Bushy controls, back to Myhall. Myhall finds Fine Lease making a run. Unable to get there, and but Plumidor makes a nice back heel save there, but he said, no, the ball had gone out already, and so this is going to be a Plattsburgh corner.
This is a big opportunity.
This is a big opportunity. They play a short corner with 3:21 left in the second half. A big ball over, no runner to the far post as the ball just harmlessly goes out. Unfortunately, the far side of the Plattsburgh offense is just standing watching that ball cross. Somebody always has to make a far post run, and that ball was played perfectly to the far post.
You know, the shots favor Beekmantown 12-9, but it just seems bigger than that.
Yeah, it does. They've controlled the field. I don't know if they've had a lot more shots, but they've controlled the ball, controlled the field, controlled possession. If we were tracking possession time, I'm sure it would be in control of Beekmantown here. Tulaski tries to get a quick run out and save that, but he's unable to do so, and Danusi's just going to wipe his hands off and take a little more time throwing this ball, and he finds Bacon, but Bacon unable to find a teammate, and Channel controls.
Easy.
Channel gives a push, but Bacon controls, and so it moves on as Constanti makes a run to the corner. Chasky plays the ball out, and Beekmantown will have a throw-in with 2:16 remaining. Ian Pummel checks in, and Kyle Constanti comes off. We're in the boys Class B Section 7 sectional finals with Beekmantown leading Plattsburgh 2-0 with about 2 minutes as Abby Snide makes that call for us. We're at George Brendler Field in Chazy on November 1st, 2013. And ironically, it's in the 50s.
Yeah.
Don't see this very often in the North
Well,
Country on November
the
1st.
semifinals the other night, it was in the 30s here with the Chazy teams
it was
here.
bad.
It was, yeah. We had mittens on, we were wearing layers, had our toques on.
Myhall and Price fighting for the ball there, and as Bacon comes out with it and controls, as Myhall was able to win it, but Tulaski comes out with it now, plays it back heel to Fine Lease. Fine Lease and Plumidor battle as Plumidor comes away with it. Fine Lease looked like he might have pulled something there as he comes up a little lame.
Settle, Bacon, settle!
As Channel's trying to control midfield.
Jawing at each other over here, 11-14.
Hey, Jack!
We're at a minute left here, and Chasky controls for Plattsburgh. And he plays up to Yayawi. Yayawi is closed down immediately by, I can't see who that is over there, but the ball was out of bounds. This is going to be a Beekmantown throw-in as we wind down to 30 seconds here in the game. And that's going to be Bacon checking out. So Beekmantown goes on to win the Section 7 Class B Boys Soccer Championship. The Beekmantown girls fell to Saranac here earlier tonight, and
And a heartbreaker.
and it was a heartbreaker. It was went to the 6th round of penalty kicks. But Beekmantown boys are going to bring it home for them this year, and it's congratulations to Beekmantown. Congratulations to Coach LaRose and the Hornets. They played a nice hard game here tonight and gave us some great soccer to watch, Joe.
Yeah, well, the Hornets have nothing to be ashamed of. They made a great run through the playoffs, and nobody, I don't think, expected them to be here. And they played a good game tonight. Beekmantown was the better team.
Yep.
Better finishers. But congratulations to Plattsburgh High School on a great season, and obviously congratulations to Beekmantown for winning the sectional championship. So they'll move on to regional play, and I want to thank Sean for coming up doing the play-by-play. Did an awesome job, and I did a game and a half earlier, and
Calvin's done 2.5 games.
And Calvin's. While you were talking, I was looking at Calvin on the camera, going, "How the heck does he do that?" He does a great job. But it is the 1st of November, like Sean said, and I know Calvin's going to stick around for the presentation of the trophies for Beekmantown and for winning the sectional championship. So we'll hand the mic back over to the founding father himself, Calvin Castine.
Well, thanks to Joey Trombley and Sean Rogers for covering today's game. And Rob McAuliffe, the Section 7 representative, will hand the hardware to the Beekmantown Eagles. So congratulations to Coach Ryan Lucy and his Eagles from Beekmantown winning it all here at the George Brendler Field on All Saints Day, November 1st, 2013. Thanks for watching and supporting viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. Win, lose, or draw TV worthy of your support, Hometown Cable. We could use a few more Beekmantown fans to help our programming effort.